Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Collection Mania Monday and I have a set of pencils here. They are called the Diamond Driven Artist Pencils, and these are no longer available on Amazon and haven't been for a little while. I found these when they first came on the market and I purchased them very, very, very inexpensively, and I used these for a long time. Until I found out that they were no longer available. So then I stopped using them because I don't want to use them all up because I can't replace them. So they do have, I've noticed while I'm sitting here, a couple of different ones that have started to split, as you can see there. So I don't know if that's going to affect it. Let's give it a sharpen and find out. I've got my handy dandy pencil sharpener here. So let's give it a sharpen. So it doesn't seem to affect the sharpening, but it might affect the core, but I haven't used it to find out. Like I said, I haven't used these in a while because I don't want to use them all up, but I am going to use them today. So the Diamond Driven came out, I think I bought these in 2018, and they're a really nice pencil. Comes in a metal tin. On the back side on the inside of the tin is the color numbers, but I had to actually write the color numbers on it. There's no color name, there's no color number, there's just Diamond Driven Artist Pencil on it. I didn't do a lot of research and I can't find any information pertaining to this company anymore. If I remember correctly, it was a couple of young guys that opened an artist studio, an art shop, and started creating pencils and other things like that. But they seem to have poofed and vanished, so I don't know for sure. I don't know a whole lot about these pencils. I do know they're an oil-based pencil, and you know, for as long as I colored with them, they colored very, very nicely. And we're going to color with them today, and we've got our wonderful, wonderful little coloring thing here. We're going to work on the snail today. So we're going to use some pinks, some greens, some blues, yellows, browns, that sort of thing. So let's grab a couple of pencils here. Let's start with the flowers. And I have not swatched these. I swatched them a long time ago and can't seem to find where I put the swatch. So I haven't re-swatched them, and I really should, because I'm going to show you, you know, the basics here. Of course, there are 120 pencils, and they go from white into yellows, and they have a really, really nice selection of yellows in this set. And then into our peaches and oranges, and into the pinks. And this also has a really good selection of pinks and reds. I was really excited about the selection in the pinks and the reds. And then we go into our purples, and again, a great selection. And into our blues. The blues, for the light blues, was a little lacking for me, but definitely usable. And then into our seafoam colors, and again, there was a really good selection of the aquatic colors and the seafoam greens and seafoam blues and stuff like that. Into our paler greens and our yellow greens, and then into our darker greens there. And the dark greens are quite nice in here as well. They have a couple of different really dark greens. And the browns. The selection of browns in this set is just wonderful. I found that there is a lot of red browns in this set. So a lot of different colors to use for trees and stones and stuff like that. And then into our blacks and grays. And again, even though it's only 4, it's a good selection of light, medium, and dark. So it does give you a pretty good selection of that. Also has a silver and a gold. So a wonderful set of pencils, and I don't know why they stopped making them or stopped producing them. They may have come out under a different name altogether. I don't know. All I know is that this set is a really nice set for I think it was like $5 that I paid for it. Like I said, I got it really cheap. So we're going to grab a light pink here. And I am going to sharpen these because I haven't sharpened them in a very long time. They're not coated in any sort of wax buildup or anything. I just want to give it a little bit of a dust off and that sort of thing. So we're going to use a light pink here. I'm going to try to keep my hand out of your way. And this is a very light pink. So if you're not able to see that on screen, I am sorry. I used these for quite some time when I first started coloring. So before I started acquiring sets, this was one of the first or second sets that I acquired. And they go down really smooth. And I really shouldn't keep them hidden away, but I really don't want them to disappear. Isn't that horrible? They're so pretty and I just want to keep them forever. And then we've got the darker pink here. And I really do need to go back through and swatch these so that I can and put the number stickers on it so that when I do decide to use them, it's a lot easier to pick the colors. Because like I said, there is no number or name on the pencil. The pencils are pretty true to their coating. Like this one here, it looks a little orange on there, but it's actually a bright pink. And it's pretty true to its coating, so. I think the only thing I didn't like about these pencils is sometimes it's a little bit, depending upon the paper, of course, sometimes it's a little bit harder to build the color, especially on a smoother paper. And we're going to go yellow with that next one. So we're going to grab a light yellow and give it a sharpen. This is baby duck yellow as far as I'm concerned. Very nice pale yellow. And I'm going to adjust that. I don't know why this constantly requires adjustment. Drives me crazy. All right. Let's fix that. Turn up the brightness for you. And refocus it for you. Oh, come on, go into focus. There we go. And we'll zoom it in so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, it's a little bit better anyway. So I've got the light yellow down, and I'm going to go into that with some orange. So I'm going to grab an orange pencil and sharpen it. And as in my typical style, of course, I don't normally pick out colors and whatnot. And I just go wherever the wind blows me. And then we can take a little bit of that light yellow again and blend it all together. And as you can see, it blends together quite nicely. And we'll put in the centers. And I'm putting them back as I use them so that I don't lose where I've pulled them from, because of the fact that I don't have a swatch. So, but I have numbered them, but the numbers are starting to wear off. So I just numbered them with a ballpoint pen. So I will go through and grab my number stickers and renumber them so that I know where they're supposed to go. And now I'm using a light blue because we need lots of different colors in the flowers. And the one of the reasons why I like doing the snail, it gives you a really good idea of a variety of different colors with all of these little flowers. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm covering everything. Now, one of the things that I did want to talk to you all about today, of course, is next week, well, this week, the upcoming Sunday, we will be having our auction. So this coming Sunday is the last, is going to be the auction. So Saturday will be the last chance that you will have to get registered and get the link for the auction. It will be a private auction, so it won't be on this channel. So if you haven't already watched the Sunday special about the auction, please do watch it. It does show you what is up for auction, as well as how to register and all of the rules and regulations of the auction. So please do take a look at that so that you can have a better idea of what's going on, how it's going to be done, and all that fun stuff. Of course, I will go through before the auction and I will do a segment specifically on how to register for the auction, as well as what is being auctioned. I may end up doing that on Thankful Thursday or something. I think I want a lighter purple first. I'll put this one up back for a second. And another thing that is coming up on Saturday is we're going to actually have a color along. I just have to put up the notification for it and that sort of thing. And we're going to use the square brute funers for it. So keep an eye out for that notification. And we're going to actually do it as a color along. So I will tell you what colors I'm using. You, of course, don't have to use those colors. But if you want to, at least then you know what colors I'm using. So that was a light purple. And then we're going to come in with a darker purple and just put the little shadows in. Quite a colorful little bunch of flowers. And I think we're going to do centers here. And we're going to do one that's nice and red. I can tell this was one of my favorite reds to use. It's getting kind of short. And so is this one. You can see the different combinations just by looking at the pencils. That's always the fun thing, is you can see where you've used the light and the dark and different combinations of colors that are pretty close to the same length. And of course, I'll show you on the other camera how this looks, because it's, for some reason, keeps on shifting back to its blurriness. It's driving me crazy. Which is weird, because the other camera view that I have to use to actually adjust and whatnot, it looks perfectly fine. All right. Still looks, that's a little better. It was still looking very blurry to me. And hopefully it's just not my eyesight, and you guys can, because that would be silly. Yeah, I can't see it, but you guys can. So and I'm adjusting it so I can see it, and now you guys can't. I've got my glasses on, so it should be adjusted quite well now. Reds are so hard to judge. These ones are fairly close together in color, so we're going to use a little bit darker here. Let's make sure I put these back so I don't lose where they go. Yeah, I need to sharpen it. almost like the color goes to sleep or something. Gets a little bit of a coating on it. And you have to sharpen it to wake it up. Now one of the things with these pencils is you can get a couple of good layers, but you don't get as many layers as, say, Derwent or Faber-Castell or anything like that. They're a good pencil, but they're not professional grade coloration or anything like that. So I just thought they were so nice when I got them. They were one of my favorite pencils for quite some time. All right, so we've got pink, we've got purple, we've got yellow, we've got blue. So let's see, what other color is there? Well, we can do no. So let's start over again. Let's start with the pink, and we'll go a little bit darker in the pink this time. There's a good selection of each color, so going darker isn't going to be too difficult. There's quite a few different shades and tones of each color, so I hope everybody has had a wonderful weekend. And we're back to the work week. I can't wait until tomorrow because I've got some surprises tomorrow. And hopefully all of them will be here by then, because there's no point having a surprise if it's not here. It's the odd thing is sometimes you order things and you get them the next day, and then you order something else that you would think would come quicker, and it takes forever. I've also got some bonus flip throughs for today as well that I will try to get out today. If not, it'll be tomorrow, because they're quite lengthy books. So there's our bright pink. And of course, the camera won't pick up that color very well. So now we're going to use a bright yellow for the center. Then we'll use this yellow down here. And this orange. They're so small. To you guys, they're probably massive because, but yeah, it's the size of my thumb. I'm trying to keep it in camera view for you. I think I'm actually going to move the camera a little bit here. Trying to turn down the light so it stops blinding you. But still is where I can see it. I'm going to use this one. And then we're going to do a nice blue one. We're going to go a little bit darker with this one. and wake that pencil up. All right. Now, of course, if you have different pencils that are no longer on the market, of course, don't feel like you have to stick them away. I regret, sticking away a lot of my off-market pencils because when I do pull them out, I'm always enthralled with how well they color and how pretty they are. Not that all my other pencils aren't pretty, but sometimes these cheaper brands that just show up and disappear have some really, really good color to them. And it's a shame that they disappear. But one of the things that I did notice with using the diamond ribbon on ones that I had posted on my website, on Facebook, and on my page and whatnot, is that there are some colors that do not photograph well. So they are showing as a beautiful ruby red kind of color, and they show up on the picture as white or light pink, which can be frustrating. And as you can tell, this one here has already bled into the wood. So I can pretty much guarantee you that they are not water resistant. And I'm not even going to try because I'm pretty sure if I remember right, I was able to blend these with water, which is not a horrible, horrible thing, but they do say they're artist grade, or professional grade, or whatever you want to call it. But if it was artist grade or professional grade, you would not be able to blend it with water because, as we all know, there's lots of artists out there that use a lot of water or different products on their pictures, including water. So you wouldn't want to use them on a professional picture that you're going to do for art that's going to be shown, or for art that's going to be put out in public spaces where there's going to be a lot of light or things like that, touching it. Now I need a purple. I know that was almost a purple, but it was a little bit too red. That was more of a ruby red purpley color. This one's a nice violet purple color. There we go. So that's all of our little flowers all done up there. Just got the center of this one. I think the rest is just leaves. Yeah. Okay, so there's all our flowers done. Do up the center of this one with some yellow. And then we'll move on to the leaves. Sorry about that. All right, so We need a nice dark green. So I hope that if you have the book that we're going to color in for Saturday, that you will join us. I would love to see all the pictures that you color. And it's going to be a couple of videos worth of coloring because it is a very detailed picture. So, but it's Eastery and springy. Has lots of really cute things in it. So, and you know me with cute things. I like cute things. So I'm just putting in the dark areas of the leaf. Leaves. And of course my camera is wigging out again, so you're seeing it a little bit lighter than it actually is. And of course, like I said, I will show you on the other camera how this looks. Now, if I were to come across this set now, I may have sent it back because there are a lot of pencils like this one here that are really off center. But like I said, I bought these when I first started coloring, and I just love the way they color. They are very smooth. They're not scratchy. They're not dusty. They blend nicely together. And when you're first starting out, and you don't have a whole bunch of pencils, and then you have a couple of different brands that aren't all that special, when you find one that works really well for you, it's quite exciting. And this set did work really well for me. I got these shortly after I got the Fila's. And I like the Fila's, but they were a completely different feel than these are, or than the Brute Funers are. So that's pretty much when I decided that I really prefer to have the oil base pencils. I've gotten used to wax base now, but back then I didn't like them at all. Like I said, it took me a long time to enjoy using, or even to figure out how to use um, Prismacolors. It was not at all my favorite pencil whatsoever. Not even close. So we're going to get some browns going here. Let's try this one on the shell. And like I said, I don't have my swatch sheet for these, so I'm pretty much guessing at this point on what colors these are. Other than, with what the barrel is showing me. And this is pretty much what I thought it was going to be. So far the barrel is showing me what I want to see. So and I think we're going to make him all fancy after we cover the areas with the shadow. We I think we're going to go over him with a gold and give him a golden shell. Sorry if my nose is whistling. I've had a bit of a stuffy nose lately, and it's a dry, stuffy nose. So it just doesn't seem to do anything but whistle at you. Hate those. Okay, so I've got the shadow areas down. And I'm going to take this gold pencil. Now I do, if I remember right, this is a little bit of a browny gold, but I'm not positive. It looks like a greeny gold, but we'll see. We're just going to drag all that in. Yeah, it's a little bit of a greeny gold. Just take all that brown in and blend it all together. We'll give them a nice shiny shell. To you guys, it looks like a browny gold. And I guess it is kind of. The light's not hitting it well enough for me to. It's a nice gold though. It was one of my favorite ones was for golds, and that is the diamond driven, and the Fila has some really, really good metallics too. Okay. Now we've given him a lovely golden shell. And also blended all that in together as well. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Yay. Just trying to make sure I don't miss any little spots. Of course, the more color you add, the deeper the color is. So if you want everything not to be so deep, then try not to add too much color. All right, now we're going to do his body. And we're going to do his body in shades of gray, I think, with a little bit of brown. So I'm going to take this one, which is light gray. And I don't remember if any of these are warm gray or if they're just gray. Isn't that terrible? These just look like they're grays. But I'm going to cover him in the gray, and then I'll put on the shadows because with the amount of lightness in this gray, if I was to put it over top of the other gray, it would wash it out. And I am finding, sorry about that. With some pencils, if you go light over the dark, the light is so well pigmented that it just washes out the dark. And we don't want that. We don't want our snail to be washed out. Okay, so I've got a layer of light down and I've moved him out of your view. I'm sorry. I turn that down so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to turn the brightness down too because it's changing the color. There we go. Changing the color of what I was doing. We don't want that. All right, so we've got a light gray down. Now we're going to take a darker gray and we're going to do our shadows and all of that fun stuff. This one is quite dark. It's almost a brown gray, so this one here is quite possibly a warm gray, which is fine. It works. If I can just keep you in camera, that would probably work even better for you. Keep on moving it so I can see what I'm doing. I was actually able to color yesterday. I was quite impressed. I just took the whole day and just colored. Usually I'm doing laundry and stuff like that, kitchen stuff and household stuff and on the weekends. And yesterday I just said, nope, I'm just going to color. And I actually got an entire picture done. Of course, it was a very simple picture, but it was, so cute that I couldn't resist. And then I was going through my books and I found some work in progresses and got one of those finished up as well. I'm not fond of work in progress pictures. I really don't like them when I forget about them. But sometimes I have so much going on and I come across one and go, oh, hey, I should actually finish that. Okay, so there's our gray. Now we're going to take a bit of a dark brown. This is a grainy brown color, almost an olive brown. And we're just going to fill in his little underbelly stuff here. It's almost a gold color. Matches very well with his shell. Okay. There's our little snail. And we're going to take a blending pencil and see how well this blends as soon as I can find what I did with it. I hate that I have so many different buckets of different pencils that I'm using for different projects. And I stick things in them and lose them. Okay, so this is the Prisma blender. So we're just going to use it because this is what I used to use on it all the time was the Prisma blender, and it did really, really well. And as you can see, it blends so nice. Just covers and coats and makes everything pretty. I did some really cool grayscales with this pencil set. One of my first grayscales was done with this pencil set. It turned out really nice. I was able to get a really good layer of pencil down on the grayscale image to make it just look very realistic. It was very cool. And I moved you out again. So sorry. Blend in this gold a little bit, just to erase any or to blend out any harsh lines. Because I don't like harsh lines. I like nice, smooth, soft lines. All right. Okay, so there's our wonderful little snail. And he's just absolutely adorable. All right, so I'm going to switch over to the other camera so you can see a little bit better of the coloring that we were able to achieve with this inexpensive set of pencils. Like I said, they are called diamond driven. They are an oil-based pencil, and they do cover and color very, very, very well. Let's see if that'll focus. Nope. This camera doesn't like focusing up close. So, and that is one of the wonderful sets of pencils that I have in my collection. And of course, we will continue next week in the collection, and we will be moving on to F's because I don't have anything that starts with E. And this is the end of the D's, diamond driven. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you, of different things that you want to see. If I have them, I will show them. If I don't have them, I will look into getting them. But if they're not possible, they're not possible. But I do try to do my best on getting things that you all ask to see. So tomorrow is Tips and Tricks Tuesday, and the second episode of Colored Pencils 101. So I hope that you will join me for that. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. I do try to put out a video every day, other than Sundays. Sundays is a special day where I try to do things that are not something that happens every day, like interviews, auctions, parties, things like that. On days that I don't have anything planned, I clean my house and take care of the family, that kind of stuff. It's my day off. But other than that, I do try to put out a video every day. And speaking of auctions, next Sunday at 12 o'clock noon on the 14th of March, I will be doing a auction. Now, this is a private auction. It will not air on the channel. So if you have not already registered, please make sure that you watch the special Sunday episode about the auction and send me an email registering for the auction. Once I receive that email, I will give you a link as well as the rules and regulations and the expectations of the auction. That sort of thing. It's not major or anything, too irritating or too much to read. Um, However, I do have to put those disclaimers and everything else on it because of legalities and whatnot. If you want to join us over on Facebook, please do. Just hit the link in the description below the video down there. Yeah, down there. And that will take you to our Facebook page. Just fill out the application. There's like 3 or 4 little questions. Please answer those little questions so that we know that you are a person, not a robot or a scammer. So basically, the reason why we do the questionnaire is to make sure that you're joining for the enjoyment of the group, not to post your advertisements or scams and stuff like that. It's basically a protection policy for our members. One of the other things I need to inform you of course, is I am an Amazon affiliate. So any of the links found below my videos that you may click could be Amazon affiliate links and will give me a monetized commission. That's the word I'm looking for anything that you buy after, from the link. So if you do click on a link, just be aware that that is a monetized link and it will provide me with a small commission for the channel. So if you want to support the channel, that is definitely one way that you can do that. Other than that, guys, I thank you all very much for watching. You have a fantastic day. And please remember to relax, color, and stay safe. All right, guys, bye-bye for now.